Oh, hello. Welcome to Inspiring Time with Juliet. We are live on Moriah Television. And we're also live on Moriah Radio Station on Zeno FM. You can download it out anytime. And today we're back. We're back on Inspiring Time with Juliet or Juliet's Hammond Show, whichever way you want to, go. And I'm here always, and we're gonna be here all throughout the year. We're promising that we're gonna be consistent with you in 2024. We welcome you all into this new year, a year of wonderful things happening in our lives, a year of breakthroughs, a year of moving forward. Okay, so this is your host, Juliet Hammond, and today we're going to have a good discussion. We're going to a wonderful discussion about divorce, divorce coaching. Even if you haven't gone through it before, I'm sure you know about people that have gone through it, people that are having some kind of relationship problems, people that are going through divorce right now, people that have gone through it. Just let's have a good discussion. Let's just have a look at this word called divorce, the separation, that can be quite traumatic in people's lives. Okay, so we're going to go right into it. But before I go right into it, I want to introduce my guest for today, a wonderful lady, a lady that I've known about, for quite some time now, and she is a mother. Okay, she's an accredited breakup and divorce coach, mental health advocate, and she's also training as a master practitioner in domestic violence here in United Kingdom with the Abuse Charity. So I can't wait to interview this lady, and she's none other person than Juliet Nyawara, breakup and divorce coach. You're welcome to Inspiring Time with Juliet.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome, Dr. Juliet. I'm very humbled and very honored to be in your space and to share my experience and my knowledge with your listeners.
Wonderful. We are so blessed to have you here. Now, before we start our discussion, I want you to just tell us a little bit about yourself. I know I've read a little bit about your profile, but tell us, who are you? Who is Juliet Nyawara?
Thank you. Juliet Nyawara, I'm a mother, and as you've said, accredited breakup divorce coach. I'm a mental health advocate, and I'm a third-year student in health and social care, and I'm also going through training for master practitioner of divorce coach and with the Dash Charity UK. So my passion is to support those who are going through breakup or divorce, and it's something that is a lived experience. So I would love to really dive in and to talk more about it.
That's brilliant. We're still blessed to have you, like I said before. Now, what made you go into divorce coaching? Why divorce coaching?
Why divorce coaching? Let me just put out some misconception about divorce coaches out there. People think that divorce coaches are people who are there to interfere and to break marriages, and that is so untrue. A breakup and divorce coach, why did I get myself into it? I went through divorce myself, and having kids and family and marriage, as we know from an African background and from everywhere, is not just yourself and the person you're getting married to, it's a community. So when I went through divorce, it was a difficult time, and after that, finding myself and getting to be a better person and just trying to really live my purpose. So I got into coaching. So I've trained as well as, like I said, as a breakup and divorce coach. So the training and my lived experience and the struggle that I went through really inspired me to help other people to navigate the emotions and to start life and move on quicker and faster with confidence and dignity.
Good. That's a wonderful thing to say, but divorce is not a happy ending. It's not a happy experience. For some people, it can be quite traumatic. Do people go into marriage hoping to divorce?
Not at all. I don't think there's anybody who that. If there's anybody, then I need to really get to know them, because personally, I got into marriage to stay married and to
Yeah.
build a family. So I don't think anybody get into a marriage planning to get divorced at some point, because the whole experience is crazily difficult. And I would urge anybody who's thinking about it to really think wisely and to go through it with a lot of humility, and also to be kind to themselves, because it takes a toll, trust me, to go through a divorce. And I was on a different kind of media last week, and I was asked, at what point do somebody think about divorce? Is it like after Christmas and you've been with somebody for a while and then you think, you know what, I don't want to be with them anymore? And my answer is, for somebody to think about the divorce and to get to the point of applying for one, they must have been going through it in their head. They might have been planning. Things have not been right for a long time,
Yeah.
because it takes a lot. Because if you're in marriage is like partnership, and you just don't wake up and say, I don't like this person anymore. I don't think that is the case. So I feel my experience and the people that I work with, the experiences are that they've been thinking about it for a long time. There've been cracks in the marriage or the relationship as well for a while. And that is why somebody gets to the point of seeking to get a divorce. So it takes time, and you must have been having issues. There must have been cracks in the relationship to get somebody to that point.
So, who assesses your services as a divorce coach? Who is it those people that are already divorced, those going through the process, or those thinking about it?
There's different kind of categories, and firstly, the people who are thinking about it, they're not really sure, but they have this thing of the need to do that. And with people like that, I use one of the tools called no regret. With the no regret, we work with the person and we speak to them, to speak to their partners, their husband or their wife or their whoever their person is. And I normally urge them to take at least 3 or 6 months and to communicate the issues that they're going through, to be very, very sure to have clarity that that is exactly what they want. But give it a try first before just thinking about it and applying for the divorce. The second category are people who are already going through the breakup. You could have been married or in a long-term relationship, or you're actually just separating. So the person thinking about it, the people or the person who is already going through the breakup itself, or the person who is recently divorced and they're struggling within like the first 5 years is normally very, very challenging. I also work with the parents who got children and they're struggling with parenting after divorce. And I also help children, because sometimes we forget about the children. When children are involved, the divorce is the aftermath really affects them. So I also support the families and the children who are going through the divorce, or who have gone through the divorce as well.
Okay, so they come to you and they say to you, Lynette, I'm thinking about divorce. I'm thinking about perhaps divorcing my wife or my husband, and what do you not tell them? I know you've got processes and things like that. Do you tell them to think about it, or do you tell them, oh, okay, I can help you? Or okay, so you have to come back next week or come back next month, and we can talk about it.
First of all, it's about, and I think I also need to really define the difference between divorce coach and a therapist, because people think that divorce coaches are therapists or counselors. So therapists are trained to treat significant emotional issues and also to treat mental illness. And therapists also take you back and dig deeper to the past. Unlike divorce coach, We help you, we offer emotional support, we facilitate effective communication, we support you emotionally, and we also help you to move from now to the future. And we actually work with the clients in what they want to do. We don't tell them what to do, but we speak to them. And so I ask you, what is your plan? Are you sure this is what you want? Have you tried all the ways to try and sort this out? Have you been through therapy? We want that to happen. So we speak to them first, and until they're sure that's what they do, is when we take over. So I offer something called a discovery call. And it's a free discovery call. For anybody who's thinking about that, I offer 20 minutes free discovery call. And with that, I will assess by talking to the client if they need the coaching or if they need therapy, and if they're suitable for my services and if I'm the right coach for them. So we offer a free discovery call, and we speak to the client and really find out what they really want to do and what their plans are and if they're ready for it.
Okay. Okay, so they are now in your office or, before you, and you've talked to them about coaching, told them about the processes and things like that. What merits? What do they go back home with? What is the advantage of the coaching?
The advantage from discovery.
Think about it again? Or?
First of all, most of them come once they know what they want. That's what they want to do, but they don't know how to go about it. So before we even get to that point, I normally ask them if the main thing that we normally ask, apart from the no regrets tool that need to check and find out, but if they're sure that's what they want, so I need to ask them, the first thing that we need to really ask them, if they have the support network. Because it's one thing to talk to friends, it's one thing to talk to families and your colleagues, but when someone is going through heartbreak, they're going through breakup, divorce and things like that, it's going to take a toll on your emotions. So we need to really make sure that all the support system are in place. And the support system that I'm talking about could be a GP, a doctor, because there's like in primary care, they normally have professionals who can help you talk through your issues fast. Or do you have like a coach who can help you? Have you been through therapy? Are you thinking about that? Is there any kind of services at your workplace? Because most jobs now have like a well-being positions that they can help their clients or their staff to go through. So we help them to check if all these things are in place first, and if they're very sure that's what they want. So I explain to them how I support and how I help, so that they go home having all these things in their mind, so that they know exactly what they want to do.
And because one of the things I'm just trying to think about is what is the advantage? Is it because they now go back and think about it and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead? At what point did they now go ahead with that divorce? Sorry, I'm trying to probe a bit more.
It's good to ask. It's good to ask those questions, because sometimes somebody could have been upset by just one thing by their partner, and they think that is enough for that. So when I speak to them, I take the first session normally is about knowing their story, and we give them the time to tell me their story from the beginning and whatever that they can remember. And we also offer, as a coach, I also offer a safe place for them to speak, because some things when it comes to divorce is very emotional and very sensitive. So I give them that safe space for them to talk openly. And that way I can gather the issue, the key points, or if there are like any kind of red flags or any kind of abuse. And then, for example, if someone is going through an abusive relationship, then it's better for them to get a coach who is specialized in abuse. And that's why I'm training as a domestic abuse as well on the side. So picking up these things from discovery call, and also from the first session, I'm able to pick out if they're right for coaching or they're right for therapy. But the result of the end result of wanting to divorce or not is not up to me as a coach. It's up to them, because they will be an adult and they will know exactly why they were thinking about that. So the solution ends with them what they want to do, but I can only guide and support them through the process.
So you're not telling them what to do. You're just guiding them and supporting them on
Yes,
what to
yes,
do.
yes.
And is there anything like maybe advice in the sense that where they can go, where where they can get divorced, how the process works, what is required of the two parties? Because when you're going into divorce, there's a lot of implications there. Do
Yes,
you go ahead to explain that to them?
we do explain
I'm
to them,
trying
and
to
that is
figure out what is the merits. What are the advantages of coming to you as a coach?
yeah. So me coming to them coming to me. That's why we work as coaches, and as a coach myself, I work with different professionals like legal teams, like family lawyers who will do the legal side. I work with therapists who will deal with them on the emotional and mental health on the side,
Yeah.
and the doctor, the GPs, to help them do so. I will signpost them to the people that they need to. Once I give them a list of what I can support them with, then I signpost them to the right professionals who can help them. So they will have an idea of how the process is, who to contact, and how to go about it.
Okay. I just want to know, apart from going through the process of that coaching, what other advice do you tell the woman or the man?
I will tell them that I would suggest, first of all, if they're feeling, because there are low moments, and I will also talk to them in the process of the coaching. I will speak to them about the 5 stages of grief, because divorce or breakup is like a loss.
Yes.
And we should not really rubbish somebody when they're going through loss or a grief. And I will encourage them that it's normal for them to feel the way they're feeling.
Yeah.
So it's just to talk to them and give them the reassurance that the way they're feeling at that time is very normal. And depending on their circumstances, that there's always help. And divorce or breakup should not determine their future. It's up to them to have the clarity, take responsibility, and communicate better with the partner in the whole situation. So our side is mainly emotional support and guidance, but the client needs to really know what to do. I mean, they need to know what they want to do. That way we can help them easily.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Lynette Yawara. She's a breakup and divorce coach, a woman that is a mother. She's a mental health advocate. She's also training as a master practitioner in domestic violence. And we're so blessed to have her to be part of it. And she's just talking sense today about divorce coaching and what advice she gives to the couple or to the individual that comes to her office for coaching. What are the advice? I know a lot of people think that they know it all, especially people that are maybe married or not. They know what to do and all of that. But there must have been something that is so unique about what you do that you want to let people know. I mean, that is so different from what has been done before. What is so unique? What is so unique about your services? And what advice would you give to those that are married, thinking about divorce, or married or even unmarried and thinking about going into the marriage? I know, this is probably out of the area, but I don't know if you have any advice that you have for them.
The advice I would give, I don't have all the answers, obviously not, but what I would suggest, I would advise, because I've been in both sides. I've been in a marriage and out of marriage, and I know the struggle that comes with it. If you're in a marriage, the first thing I would advise or suggest is to communicate. Communication is very important, because just remember that you're from different families, different backgrounds, and then you come together. There will always be something that you will always be arguing about or not agreeing about. Friendship in the relationship is very important, because sometimes you discuss something so much and even argued, but then if you put the marriage on the side and speak and discuss an issue as friends, that would help. And also try and make the marriage between the two of you. Sometimes we tend to bring the third party into it way too much. And I think we need to really find the common ground, or if there's issues, then go for counseling before it gets bad or because it gets worse. So don't just like push things on the side. And also, before you get into marriage itself, you need to know your values. What values do you have? And do the values of the other person align with your values? What are your non-negotiables?
Yeah.
That if it doesn't happen, then you cannot do it. Communication is very important. And also get to be knowing that you are an individual first before you get into it. So it's a partnership, but you're an individual and he or she is an individual. Because when two of you come together, it's now a partnership. But who are you first? Get to know who you are yourself first. Get to have your things properly done together. People think I think in the old times, a man was to provide. Yes, even from the Bible, a man should provide. But the world has changed so much. As women, what do you have that you bring as well? Because even men need that support. And people normally have this idea that it's only women who suffer divorce. And statistics have got it that men do suffer more. Why? Because women, we do suffer initially deeper because we are naturals. We do so much when we get into marriage. We raise the kids. We have to leave jobs. We have to do part-time jobs. Men might just be going and just be doing their work. And so when the marriage break up, they dig their heads deep into work. And in long time, they suffer more. Women, we talk, obviously, naturally. We talk, we have social life more. We talk with girlfriends and with family. Men might not do because that is how they're wired. So in what I would tend to say, even with men, we need also to normalize seeking for help. And another issue, again, that I will talk about, if you're going through breakup or heartbreak, yes, it's very, very, very natural to share the story. But don't retell the story too much to people, because remember, as you retell it, it triggers the pain, the emotions. So it's advisable to retell the story, but to a coach or to somebody who is especially a counselor, because the moment you keep retelling the same story over and over again, it can affect you subconsciously. So, and just know that divorce is not easy. It's not what people think, that you are now a villain if you divorced. Sometimes it's the best thing that can happen to you, especially if you have children. People have got this idea that, I'm just staying for the sake of the children. But you might be actually harming the children more, especially if you're in an abusive relationship. And just as a disclaimer, I'm not a legal representative. I'm not a therapist or trained legally for any kind of mental illness. But the thing that I would suggest with my experience and with the people that I've been coaching is, if you are in an abusive relationship and you're thinking of coming out of the marriage or relationship, you need to do it very carefully, because there's something called post-divorce abuse. It's so much deeper, and people don't talk about it a lot. And especially if you have children, post-divorce has become very rampant lately. So you need to really be safe on coming out. You need to prepare yourself on where you're going to be getting the support. As your kids are going to be safe, will you be safe? So you need to plan all these things before thinking about it. But the best thing I would suggest is talk to a professional. Go to your primary care, who is a doctor, a GP, whoever you call them, or a mental health nurse. Especially in the UK, we have those free services available. Please seek for help.
I think you've actually just said it, quite clearly, that it's important that people seek help early.
Yes.
Don't wait until it's too late, because when it's too late, it would have affected your self-esteem, mental health. And sometimes people go through physical abuse, and they will have suffered so much before they seek help. So seeking help is very, very important. I look at you and I see you as a woman who have overcome quite a lot of trauma, a lot of issues regarding divorce and all that comes with it. As a woman as well who have gone through it, I know what it feels like. I just want to just advise people that are watching us today, people that are listening to us, on the radio and anywhere. Why is it that you come out sound, come out okay, and come out smiling, and you seem to have it all together. What is the secret?
Oh, I love that. Now the secret. What is the
Can
secret?
break one person. It's something that can make and break somebody. But
Yes,
here you
yes.
are. You seem to have got it together. What is the secret behind it?
The secret is choosing me. I chose myself. I made a choice. In this kind of issues, you make a choice. It's taken a long time. Mine is now a decade now. It's growth. Divorce and recovery is like a marathon. You take one step at a time. You will be down one day, you'll be up the other day. So I made the choice to be a better person. It's been a lot of work. I've gone through so many trainings and, talking therapy and issues like that. And because I'm a mother, I have responsibility. But most of all, I'm a child of God. God loves me. And I know I can cry and be messy with him with no judgment. I have made a choice. And I've made it my purpose to help other people. And the thing is, one thing you need to realize that no one is coming to save you but yourself. I've seen people who divorce are broken, and some people have ended their lives. So I made that choice to not be that statistics. As an immigrant in the UK, I'm originally from Kenya, and I've lived here for quite a long time. And I have experience of both sides of the African and the Western culture. So I married them together, and I used that to help other people and to help myself. I've made the choice, and I'm working on myself. Sometimes to think about, I decided not to be a victim. Because sometimes people go on the victim mode. I'm a victim, This was done to me and for me and all that kind of stuff. So I chose otherwise. It's been a lot of work. That I must say. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of talking and seeking for help and being around the right people. Reading a lot of books, being in the right environment, listening to a lot of podcasts and doing a lot of training. And also being in the right community is very, very important. You need to nourish your body. As somebody who's especially a single mom, you're going through a divorce or breakup, you need to look after yourself. So I really prioritize my self-care. I look after myself, but it is a work in progress. It is a marathon. So I also recognize that the 5 stages of grief as well. So I know when I'm in denial, and I know how to navigate that. So that is how I do it.
That's wonderful because you've come out good. And, there's two things that we say today. It's a self-love. Self-love is very, very important. You have to love yourself.
Yes.
And you have to love God as well, isn't it?
Yes.
That is where you draw your strength into from.
Yes.
So when all hell is breaking loose, you know where to go and just draw that strength from. And liking yourself, loving that moment, that me moment where it is you, and it helps with a lot of mental health. And you've taken the right approach, and I know that you're going to do well in coaching others, in making sure that women have got a place to go to. There are a lot of us that have gone through this, and we didn't have a place to go to. We didn't even know that there is something like that.
Me neither. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So it's good to know that something like this is in place for women, not just for women, for men as well.
Yes.
And you're helping the children as well. So I pray that you do well, and the Lord will bless you in what you do. How do people contact you? How can anyone contact you?
Yes. Just before I say how to contact me, I just need to drop something as well. When children are involved in the divorce, please do not involve the children. Please do not make your children to choose which parent they love the most. Don't talk ill of the other parent in their presence, because it affects them quietly. Because that is also their parent, and they love him or her equally. Let's try and be patient and be very, very careful. But most of all, as the person going through the divorce or breakup, whatever it is, please be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And remember, God does not love the sin, but loves you as the sinner. Don't see yourself as a sinner. That's who you are. It's okay. But don't beat yourself up. God loves you anyway. So how to reach me is you can book a discovery call on my website, which is Reset with Lynette, which is RESET with Lynette, LINNET.co.uk. I'm on Facebook with my full names, Lynette Nyawara. I'm on Instagram at Coach Lynette, LINNET. I'm on LinkedIn as well with my full names, Lynette Nyawara. And you can also find me through my website. So yeah, thank you so much.
Come through us. You can come through us, Moriah. TV,
Yes,
radio.
yes,
I will
definitely.
post you to Lynette Nyawara. Well, my dear sister, I am so blessed. I'm sure most of our viewers are also blessed to have you today. And we wish you well in all you do. You've had it. Self-love is very important. And also, seek help on time is very, very important. You seek help on time. And with that, we're going to say thank you so much for coming to Mount Moriah Radio and Television Live. And for all those that watched us today, we just want to say thank you so much as well. We'll see you again next week. God bless you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks.